You are watching Limited Resources Draft Series on MTGO Academy featuring Marshall Sutcliffe.
Hey guys, Marshall here from Limited Resources, and we're doing another draft with you here on MTGO Academy. And it's Holiday Cube time. Yes, yes, yes. Lots of sweet options as far as mana rocks and Moxen and, the Power 9 and all that stuff. So we got a lot to look forward to here. What do we take out of this pack? Well, the two most obviously powerful cards are Demonic Tutor and Skull Clamp. But Ravages of War, Natural Order can be massive. Winter Warp can even have a huge effect on the game. There's some value spells like a Baleful Strix. And if you're playing white and you need a finisher, Baneslayer does a good job. I'm going to take Demonic Tutor out of this pack. I actually value it quite highly. I've heard some differing opinions on where people value it in Cube, but I value a Demonic Tutor. It's up there for me. It's a card I want to get. So I'm going to take it here. Well, this next pack is interesting. There's some really good stuff here. Shadow Mage Infiltrator, just a personal favorite of mine. Wish I had the other artwork. Freyalise, I've been very impressed by in the not Holiday Cube and the Legacy Cube. She basically just spits out Llanowar Elves. And when you play her, she comes in on 3, makes an elf, and all of a sudden is at 5? 5 loyalty. It's like, okay. And you have a blocker too. Like, thing gets out of hand pretty quickly. The -2 seems very good in this cube environment as well. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. You're going to see a lot of that. Speaking of that, Acidic Slime, attacks on land onto that as well, but is incredibly good. And Solemn Simulacrum, just, a colorless value spell that does really well too. I think I just want to take Infiltrator here. It's sort of in our colors, and I love the card. I just love that card. I just think it's so fun to play, and you get to just destroy people with it. And I'm definitely going to slam Consecrated Sphinx here. I'm going to give it the old not remotely close there. Love that card. It's probably a little bit worse in this format just because it's harder to make, but it's still quite good. Mystical Tutor, never really been a huge fan of it, to be honest. Sometimes there's times when you can play it and it's pretty good, but you got to remember its card disadvantage. It puts card on top of your library, so it uses up a draw step, and that means that the card that you get has to just be completely key to what you're trying to do. And if it's not, it's not pulling its weight. Moat is interesting. Super strong control card against the ground-based creature decks. You can just blank some decks cold with that card. I think I want to take Una's Prowler here and maybe give us a chance for some reanimation action here. And I also just like that it fits our colors so far. Ooh, here's some good stuff. A Tamiyo or a Strip Mine. Wow, there's also a Wall of Roots, which I like a lot. But I think for our deck, we're looking at Tamiyo or Strip Mine, and these are both very, very, very good cards. Strip Mine, being one of the better lands ever printed. You get to just snipe any land that they have, take them off of a color, punish them for keeping a sketchy opener. But Tamiyo is also very, very powerful as a planeswalker, locking down a problematic permanence and having a very threatening ultimate as well. I'll go with Tamiyo. We'll cut a little bit more blue here. Hello, friend. Yep. Pattern of Rebirths in the cube. That's cool. I don't remember that being there before, but it may have been. All right, so what do we want to go from here? I think I want to take Fyndhorn Elves out of this pack. I think our most likely third color, if we have one, is green, and we've already got some pretty expensive things, and so I could definitely see us going down a route where we're Jeskai or Sultai, basically. Wow, Maloku? Yes, please. I feel like our top end is getting filled up pretty quickly here, though, so definitely hoping to look for a little bit cheaper stuff down the line, or more mana rocks or elves or whatever. Wow. Phyrexian Metamorph comes back. I mean, Everflowing Chalice is a card I'm interested in, but I really like Metamorph. I would consider first picking that card, so I'm definitely going to take it, 10th or 9th or whatever. We just got it. Acidic Slime. Yeah, I love me an Acidic Slime, and I don't know if we're going to play it or not, but we might. All in on Phyrexian Negator. Maybe. I think that's the most likely card that we'll play from that pack, so I don't think we'll actually play it. I'm going to put it in the board for now. The card's just so risky. But it does kick a lot of butt. I mean, look at that thing. Bloodstained Mire, easy pick here. Ooh, maybe not actually. Maybe it is Abrupt Decay if we're going to splash. That's actually interesting now that I look at it. Yeah, I'll probably just take the Bloodstained Mire because if we pick up a dual land, it can be really important fixing. You have a lot to say, my friend. Sure, I'll take a Crozen Grip. I don't feel like it's super likely that we'll play it. Get this thing out of here. I don't want to lose to that one. Sent the invite. All right, next pack. What do we get? What kind of broken ridiculousness have we found? Boo, not much. An Underground Sea or a Vendilion Click looks to be our picks, which are okay. The Animate Dead is something I'm interested in, though. With just the Una's Prowler and the Sphinx, I'm not quite there yet where I want to just like windmill that card. I want to see if I can wheel it or maybe pick up a different one, but I think I'm just going to take Click out of this pack. I could certainly see taking Underground Sea because I can get it with Bloodstained Mire and it will help our mana out, but I think Click is really powerful, and I kind of want to figure out what colors we are before I start taking fixing. Wow. This pack's insane. There's a Treachery and a Worn Power Stone. I'm not passing Treachery. I don't want any more 5-drops. I'd love to have this Worn Power Stone, but Treachery is just too powerful. It's just the raw power, just the raw, ridiculous power that card brings to the table just can't be messed with. It really can't. It's just too good. So here's an Inkwell Leviathan, which we could maybe get some regenerate or some reanimation stuff going with, but probably not. There's a Bone Shredder, which is just in my mind, it's just like a solid 3. Like you want it really badly against some decks and not against others. There's Recurring Nightmare, where we can try to go off. You sack your Una's Prowler to get back your Acidic Slime or whatever. Slime ball them and then sack something else to get this back and then start looping them where you're bringing back acidic slimes. I think we can just take the upside card here. I haven't really figured out exactly what we're going to do with it yet, but I think it's a good to have. All right, little Jace. Sure. I like seeing new Sarkon in the cube. That's pretty cool. Pulse. Oh, Mana Vault. Wait a minute. What is Mana Vault doing here? God, maybe I want that over the little Jace. We have such powerful stuff. Yeah, I'm going to take the Mana Vault here. I don't put like a massive premium on Mana Vault. I think it's really good. It's pretty broken. I mean, you pay 1 and it taps to add 3. You net 2 mana. It's just absurd. Like you play it on turn 1, you pass. It comes back to you. You play a land. You play Tamiyo. Like, it's just stupid. But at the same time, it is kind of annoying to have to do this whole thing and like it deals damage to you and stuff. So like it's not a perfect card, but it's fine. I'm going to take Underground River out of this pack. I'm not really keen on Gatekeeper with triple black when we've got some other stuff going on. And Serendipity I like a lot, and Trigon Predator I like a good amount, but I want mana fixing, so I'm taking the River. Look at this pack. This is a funny one. Yawgmoth's Bargain. Look at that card. All in, sir. Diagraph Ghoul I like a lot in my tempo deck that I like to draft, but this is a much more mid-range deck, and I don't think that Diagraph Ghoul is going to do a ton. I think the card I'd like to take is an Indrik Stomp Howler, but we kind of already have one of those, and it's like, I think it's really adding a lot, but we don't have much else going on. It's between these two cards. Yeah, I'll take the Ghoul. Maybe our curve lowers down, or I just feel like I want it against a creature deck. Is this a Delver deck? No, I don't think it is. I don't think I want to take a Delver of Secrets. You know, I don't really want any of these cards. There's just not much here for us, to be honest. I'll just take the Kargan Dragon Lord just because it's annoying. Of course, the pack with the really great mana fixing also gives us Venser, which is a card that we'd love to play. It works well with Recurring Nightmare. It's just good in general. I'm just going to take it. I think we can just sort of cast our stuff as opposed to having to ramp stuff out. We've got a Mana Vault. We'll probably pick up a Signet, or maybe if we get lucky on Mox or something like that, and then we'll just have to lean on it. I mean, we're not casting 8 drops here. You know, it's not too bad for us. Putrid Imp, what do? You're a discard outlet. Yeah, I've already got one of those, and this one's a lot worse, I think. Oh, just cack the Bolt. Tundra, what is this? Oh, Gate to Encampment. So none of these are really a thing for us. We're certainly not committed to green at this point, so Song of the Dryads probably isn't a thing. I'm just going to take the Tundra. You know, maybe we pick up a random Swords to Plowshares that we want to splash or something like that. I wouldn't mind a little bit more spot removal, to be honest, in the deck. Counterspell, spot removal. We need to fill out some stuff for sure. Yeah, I'll take the Cackler. Like, maybe we can move into more of a version of the deck that I like to draft, the sort of blue-black tempo deck. This doesn't really have the shell for it. It has some of the cards that deck wants, but a lot that it doesn't. But I want to keep the option open just because, like, we don't really actually have any counters or anything like that. So getting, trying to be a control deck where we're kind of like, we don't really have any answers. Like, looking at our stuff, it's all powerful, but, like, I don't have any removal spells. I don't have any counters or removal spells to sort of control the game. So we might just end up being a little bit more proactive with just like an insane top end. Whoa, here's some stuff. Nothing power 9, but there's a Watery Grave, a Primeval Titan, even a Grand Architect, which is kind of interesting. I don't think we need to take it here. There's also just a random Signet and a Time Spiral, the Abyss. Lots of good stuff. I think we just need the Watery Grave. We don't really have enough fixing, and Bloodstained Mire goes and gets that specifically, so that's pretty good. Huh. A sword. Yeah, I mean, we've got 13 creatures. Like, we're just a solid mid-range deck. I think we can just take the best sword in the cube and just try to make that work. Oh my god, a sword and an opposition here? Wow. Now the question is, do we have enough creatures to be an opposition deck? My threshold is actually quite low for that. I don't actually need to be like a full-on, 17 creature deck or whatever. I'm going to take it. We're in blue. We got past opposition. Like, what are we really waiting for? Let's just take the thing. All right, Remand. We have Survival Recurring Nightmare with no fixing currently. That's probably not worth it. It's probably just Remand. Lame. Parallax Wave is sweet, but Remand's probably, like, this is one of the best decks possible for Remand. Yeah, we just get down an early threat, protect it. That whole deal. Progenitus, Scavenging Ooze, Looter Ilkor, or Tezzeret. Yeah, so Tezzeret lets me dig up a Metamorph or a Sword or a Mana Vault. That's not too bad, but I think we actually just want a Looter Ilkor. Now we've got a Sword, we've got an opposition, so we want more creatures. I feel like Looter Ilkor is actually just really good in this deck. This one's interesting. Spellskite or Mutavault? I don't think we want a Living Death, and the other stuff's not really in our colors. I mean, Mutavault's fantastic. It's really, really great card. I just wonder if this deck would rather have a Spellskite to protect our big bombs or just be annoying. Hold a sword, use it, it works well. It holds a sword and works well with opposition, but you know, Mutavault does a pretty good job of those things too. I'll take Mutavault. We have to have some reward for only being 2 colors since I'm cutting green. Oh man, so much good stuff. Braids goes pretty well in a deck like this. Mazavith can be really good. Trinket Mage can get our vault, and then Daze is just a basically a free counter in some scenarios. I think I just want to get Trinket Mage to go get Mana Vault. Like that's a pretty nice little combo. I do wish we had one more card that we could get with it, but we currently don't. Ooh, Dark Confidant or a Sower. What happens if I take Bob? If I take Bob, we take a lot of damage. Yeah, I don't think this deck can quite close out quickly enough to make Bob work. It's close, but like these are a little sketchy on that. So I'm just going to take the Sower. It's great against against Reanimator decks or decks that are trying to power out like single huge threats, and it's good enough against the creature decks that are just trying to like curve out on you because it just puts a big disruption. Like they can usually kill it, but then like their guy is summoning sickness and they had to use their turn to kill your Sower, and if they don't, then you just completely take over. So I think that's fine. Grand Architect pumps our blue guys. Things can become blue. Tap an untap blue creature to make 2 mana. This is really what I want to be doing. I guess I'll take the Gravecrawler as a 1-drop. I guess I could use a few more of those if we're going to try to curve into opposition or, grab something on a sword. Sure. Could take a Curse Scroll. I'll take it. I don't think we're going to play it, but I do get to search it up with Trinket Mage, and there could be a matchups where we want it. All right, well, here's that survival. So we do kind of technically have that going. I think one thing to remember about Ashiok as well is that, we're playing limited here. Top 3 cards of a library means there's essentially 4 cards going away per turn. And when you're making 4 cards go away per turn in limited, that's 10% of their library every turn. If you count their draw step in there. And considering that they draw 7 to start with and then 1, on turn 1, that's 20%. That's 8 cards right there. So it adds up pretty quickly. All right, let's see what we have here. Well, we need to make 1 cut. So this deck, it kind of came together, but I wouldn't say it's amazing. What triggers Delver? 1, 2, 3, 3. All right, so we're not Delvering, that's for sure. Duress. Do we need a main deck Duress? It feels very good in this cube. It just does so much. You take Planeswalkers, you take their mana rocks from them, all that kind of stuff. We ended up with 14 creatures, which is very good. It makes our Recurring Nightmare and our sword better. And of course, opposition too. This deck is very straightforward. It's just a curve with creatures and powerful spells to back them up and just kind of see what happens. Our broken draws involve Mana Vault, where we play that and then play a 5-drop on the next turn or a 4-drop on the next turn and start kind of taking over from there. I still think I like Trinket Mage even with just the Mana Vault. That seems okay to me. I could cut the Gravecrawler, but I don't know. If we have this out, then I can just I can sack it to Recurring Nightmare to get back something for real, and then just replay the Gravecrawler if I need it, or sack it to get something else. Our mana should be pretty darn good. Demonic Tutor is nice. It can just get up, whatever. If we need a land drop, we need a land drop, or if we just want our most powerful spells, we can grab those. I do wish we had a few more answers. I do definitely feel like this deck is kind of straightforward, but really does need to lean on, these type of cards to kind of keep our opponent off balance, because we're not really killing their stuff and we're not really interacting with them, like I'm remanding their stuff or maybe duressing it. I'm not exactly like doom blading and counterspelling here. I guess a duress can go for now. I guess it becomes down to like duress or Ashiok. I could see just pulling Ashiok because against some matchups, Ashiok's pretty bad. Just doesn't do enough. Against some matchups, against the control decks, Ashiok is insane. I mean, it's just like if you can stick Ashiok, they can't ever get out of that without like an immediate answer, like an Oblivion Ring or something like that. And even then, if their deck isn't that fast, even just one activation from Ashiok can put you ahead enough in the library race that they can have a hard time, piecing together a victory. But if you're getting beaten down, if you're getting just thumped in that way, then Ashiok doesn't do much. Let's bring an Ashiok out of the board. That doesn't seem right. This is limited. Card just seems insane. I'll cut the duress. I may be proven wrong on that, but I'm willing to be. This. I don't think we're going to run Cradle just for value. I mean, we technically could. It just taps for colorless in our deck, but we really need colored mana for most of our spells here. I mean, you can see it's pretty color intensive. Magic Online wants to give me 3 swamps, which gives me... No, let's just add this. Well, for one thing, it gives me not enough land, so that's a little awkward. All right. So we've got black sources 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And for blue sources, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, that doesn't seem right to me. Our deck is predominantly blue, but with all of our early cards being black, so we have to really kind of skew it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we did it. All right, blue-black mid-range. Let's see what it does.
Do you love to play Magic Online but have a tight budget? Check out MTGO Academy's Academy Budget Bot in the Magic Online Classifieds. All cards in stock are cheaper than one event ticket.
All right, here we are for the first round. Just a heads up, I am playing Swiss for this tournament. As you guys may well be aware, when it comes to the cube events, I kind of bounce back and forth. I like to play some single limbs, but I'll mix in a few Swiss events as well, just because I like to play the cube. I want to make sure that I get my money's worth. I'm not grinding for packs when it comes to cube. I'm playing because I love to play it. One thing to keep in mind, though, and the reason why I'm doing it here is this is actually the first of the holiday cubes that I've done. I decided you and I would do it together. But what this means is that I still want to get my feet, back to normal. You know what I mean? Like I want to get my sea legs under me with the holiday cube before jumping into the single limb cubes, and that just means getting a feel for the picks and kind of what cards are good and where I should be aiming my decks for and that kind of thing. And I think that the Swiss Qs can do a good job of helping out with that. All right, so this is a pretty good draw. We're just going to fire Mutavault in there and just jam. We don't really have a play this turn, but we've got a nice lineup here. I mean, we're going to be able to get our what's it called? Our what is it? Watery Grave. Thank you. Nobody said that. I said it to myself. And then we're going to and have all of our mana. We're going to make a sword here in a minute. Yeah, I'm just good. I think this turn is good to go for just play swamp, play sword, and just threaten to equip it next turn and just start kicking the hell out of this guy. So, plan A. Let's make a sword. Oh, brutal. I saw it in the draft, so I knew it was possible. but I don't play around it until I know it's there. So that's just bad luck. I mean, we still have good stuff that's not going to get Mana Tithe now, but Sword of Body in mine is truly absurd. Yeah, all right. In the meantime, he is taking a significant amount of damage here. He's all the way down to 12. And, first big play that he makes, we get to Treachery and then Tamiyo. Like, how's that sound for next turn? Let's say he casts a 3-drop here. We Treachery it, and then we Tamiyo. It's like, ugh. All right, well, he didn't do something we could actually steal, but... Ooh, hello. Well, this is interesting. I could just be quite aggressive here and just Venser the Awakening Zone. That's going to get us in for maximum damage and set him back the maximum amount, and I think it's actually correct to do that. It's a little weird. Very aggressive. But it does set our opponent back significantly and has him down to 10 life here, and he's going to be facing 6 power across these things. And, maybe he's tempted to play a land here and play a creature that we can Treachery in this case. And yeah, like, there you go. Warm Power Stone. That's not going to do it. Looks like he's setting up for something. And I think that we're just going to Tamiyo here. And just keep Warm Power Stone locked down. And then battle. I think Tamiyo into the empty board and keeping him off of a significant chunk of mana is probably the best because we can still play Treachery. And this gives us lethal. Like if his plan is to play one blocker, we can steal it and just kill him. Maybe it's Bloodbraid Elf or something. No, it's Garrick. If he makes a wolf, then we can just... Which is what he kind of has to do, yeah. So then we just win here. Nice. Even drew opposition. We can just win on board. Like, I don't really see the point of Treachery in here. Let's just kill him. All right. We figured it out. Will we change anything? Duress seems good. I mean, I think we're going to see it just kind of be good, but yeah, duressing him, duressing away a Planeswalker or a Mana Rock or whatever is pretty good. I think that's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Sorry about that. Was watching a little basketball game before I decided to do my video. And apparently, it was just being very quiet and then jumped back. Yeah, I don't think I really changed much otherwise. Just probably one of these 1-drops, but I really don't want to lose those. Yeah, we'll take Ashiok here. We'll figure out Ashiok out of this game. I still haven't really quite got a feel for what our opponent's actually trying to do yet. Look like some kind of Naya build, maybe 5-color. This looks like a mulligan. It's just too many lands. This one is too, though. Yeah, I'm going to mulligan this one too. All right, that's an easy keep. Jeez. Yeah, I'll Duress. If Duress hits Mana Tithe, then so be it. All right, so it's a Signet, a Garrick, And a Kozilek. Holy smokes. Okay, well, Demir, Signet. I'm going to take Garrick. A waste. So he'll probably just play this land Signet here. And that's fine. I'll just remand whatever he actually plays first. So Waste and Signet go away. Oh, that's nice. Oh, Diagraph, cool. Yeah, I'll play that. I mean, I'm taking like a slight risk here that he's going to draw some sweet 4-drop, but it's like it has to be like pretty specific cards to really punish me here. And even then, it's not like I have an actual answer, right? I'm just remanding it. All right, and now remand should be quite good. What did he play? The Grove. So he's got Brushland, Kozilek, unknown card in hand because one of them that he drew was Noble Hierarch, Arid Mesa. So still the same thing. Yeah, you're getting in there. All right, I'll pretty happy to just keep this little game going. I'm kind of working my way up towards a Tamiyo anyway. He should sack that Mesa. And he does. Yeah, mulliganing to 5 sucks, but this is a good mulligan to 5 for us. It's a good hand to have gotten right. So there's Brushland. So we know that he's got Kozilek, unknown, unknown. What the hell? He didn't even attack? Oh, whatever, I'm battling. Show me something. All right, Lutheril Core. Lutheril Core is definitely... Well, he just didn't attack and didn't do anything with the mana. I don't really get that. Right here, Scalding Tarn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, he's actually kind of ticking up. Tamiyo, though, will help keep that in check. Oh, 9 for Mox Sapphire. All right. Oh, my God. Mox Jet, too? So he's actually going to play Kozilek right now. Wow, that's insane. All right. Well, I'm going to remand Kozilek, I guess. Is that even correct? I don't think it actually is, because he's just going to draw all those cards again. So I think I just let him have Kozilek here and just try to hit a land to Tamiyo to lock down Kozilek. There we go. Now, it should be obvious that I'm not super comfortable with this scenario. Right? I mean, this isn't where I want to be, but I think it's an okay spot to be in. Do I actually just attack with both? Yeah, I think Tamiyo taking 1 here is like not that big of a deal. Prowler. No, I think I can wait. I think I'd rather just have Sphinx for next turn, hopefully, or have Remand up. I mean, because bad things can happen now. I mean, he just resolved Kozilek, right? So this could get ugly for us. But I don't think Remand's really going to get us out of it anyway. We're basically racing here. Jeez. I really wish I had that Remand here. He just gets to kill Tamiyo. Yeah, that's going to be game. All right, well, we tried. Skate. All right, well, let's attack. He'll probably start chump blocking here Because, like, our only chance here is to race now. Oh, he's not going to chump block. All right. Kind of have multiple must answer threats is the problem. I can get rid of Kozilek for a turn, kind of make him use up his whole turn to recast it. All right, well, that works too. But really what's happening here is we're like trying desperately to top deck into like, I don't know, treachery, steal your Kozilek. Like then it forces Garrick to kill the Kozilek or something. I mean, yeah, I don't know. This is just going to get really tough for us. I'm just going to play Consecrated Sphinx next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he can play Kozilek right now. So we got to get Sphinx down. Ugh, this just gets bad for us. But in a perfect world, our opponent doesn't resolve a 10 drop into a 7 drop. Pretty nice that he had 2 mocks in that turn. That was brutal. I mean, he essentially flooded out. But that's kind of what he wanted to do. Froska, sure, I guess that kills the looter. Yeah, whatever. We're going to lose this game, obviously, but we will try. He is only down to 5. Moloku. All right, let's just play Sphinx. Pass. And try to get some cards out of the deal here. Ooh. So I think that's going to force Garrick to kill Consecrated Sphinx, which is really kind of our main problem. Which is just that it's going to be hard for us to actually stick a threat because Garrick's all the way up to 7. Like, he can just go minus and just wipe us out here. Gain a bunch of life. Yeah. Opposition Moloku is interesting. That is kind of a thing, but I just think it's going to be too late here. I might be wrong, though. Like I said, we're going to fight through and see if we can't do this thing. I think he should have just attacked with the beast. He gets exalted. He gets in for 4 unless I chump block. Here he just gets in for 4, but I get to eat a squirrel. And one of his squirrels is tapped. I think it's just better for him to only attack there. But whatever. All right, well. We need opposition. Because we have to tap down Kozilek. And I guess I'll play this untapped even though it's a little awkward, but I probably should have just left up blue and just played the Watery Grave, but yeah, whatever. Because I do need to be able to leave up Roman for something. I don't even know what that something is, but can she just destroy this now? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ugh, every time. Just can't buy a bucket here. Sure. Tap down Big Butcher Deity. Yes. Does not destroy opposition. Yeah, it ends the turn. Interesting. I guess I should have remanded a Johnny. Demonic Tutor. Okay, so here's the deck. So this is what we can search for. Did I loot away Ashiok? I can't remember. I'll look. Metamorph. So that gets us our own copy of the big boy. That's a thing. Sower, which steals his. Treachery, which also just steals his and keeps our mana intact. Okay, well. Definitely got some options here. I don't think any of them are very good, though. Like, because Vraska really, blowing up our opposition at some point kind of turns that down. Stealing Kozilek is interesting because it does force him to do something. But there's many somethings that he can do. But I think I Demonic Tutor for... Is it 14 cards left in library? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to deck them in time. So I think I Demonic Tutor for Treachery, steal Kozilek, untap the lands, then play Moloku. Otherwise, I'm playing Phyrexian Metamorph and not really getting anywhere. I think that Sower is worse because it's just more fragile. I could get Venser and bounce something. God, none of this stuff really works. He's at 14 now. Jeez. Right, I took Ashiok out. All right, I'll get Treachery. Do I need to play this Watery Grave untapped first? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I'll have blockers. Yeah, I think I do. I think I'm just tapping down creatures at this point. So he'll probably Garruk away Kozilek. Faith's Fetters. Well, not much I can do there. I can still opposition, though. Back up to 18. Ugh. Destroying opposition. Interesting. That means that I actually get to untap with this? I can't imagine that. No, I guess Apex Garruk will kill that. It's interesting stuff. Killing opposition is fine, except for that he just took care of Moloku, so it's like Moloku opposition is a major issue. A couple of like these two creatures opposition is like it's annoying for him, but he can certainly work through it because now he's going to Garruk to kill Kozilek and still be in fine shape. figure out. So I can Venser 1, 2, 3, 4, return Moloku. Doesn't really do anything. We're just gonna die here. The problem is I can't get back from 30. Like I can't do that. So I have to try to basically deck him, and he's at 19. Like he's just not that. That's just not gonna happen. It's gonna kill me next turn, so I need to go Venser, bounce a beast, block a beast, take 3. And I'm just chump blocking at that point. Yeah. Do you think that's the play, though? Go to 1. None of these kill us currently. Oh, -2. Yeah, never mind. That one kills us. All right. Well, we know what happened there. That game got away from us a bit. I am going to play Ashiok just because our opponent doesn't seem to be putting a lot of pressure on us directly, through creatures. So I think I actually want this back now that I've seen that it's more of a Planeswalker deck. But I like everything else. I like the duress. Yeah, I kind of just like everything. Guess I can kill the Trinket Mage, just not doing a ton. All right, so let's have a better draw. We did mulligan to 5 that game. No, I got to mulligan that one too. This one's good. Suspend this, play this on 3 probably. Seems fine. All blue spells and blue mana, so... Yeah, we do need to draw some more mana, though. Uh-oh. Jeez. Metamorph. Well, we need mana pretty badly the next turn. Wow. Mana would be really great here because I can click away something. All right, that was lucky. I'm happy about that. Yeah, I'm gonna... this could be... So the question is, do I do it now or do I do a draw step? Basically, if I do it now, I can't get countered because he's got this thing on the stack, so he has no mana available. If I do it draw step, though, I get to see one more card from him. So the question is, like, do I really play around Mana Tithe here? And I think I probably actually just do. Like, that one unknown draw step is, like, it's concerning, but it's not, like, a huge deal. But getting our Vendilion Clique Mana Tithe is, like, very bad for us, so... All right, so it is... Disenchant Gideon Ulamog. Right now he's got 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he'll have 6 mana total. So I think we just take Gideon away here and hope he doesn't hit anything amazing. But Gideon is amazing. So I'm going to kill Gideon here. So that was land, Ulamog, and what was the other card? Disenchant. Okay. All right. Probably going to try to Phyrexian Metamorph the Riftwing Cloudskate. and just hope to keep hitting lands. No, not that lucky. Can't metamorph the Vendilion Click because it's legendary. I could metamorph the Noble Hierarch and use it just as mana ramp, but it does feel like perhaps it's not the best. All right, well, looks like I'm getting my mana anyway. So let's play that. I could just copy Worn Power Stone. The problem with this is it just gives him a target, so I don't actually need to do that. I'm just going to go. So the disenchant is an issue. Basically, like I have to either decide if I want to bait it out with Phyrexian Metamorph on something, like a Worn Power Stone to give me a bunch of mana that he's scared of or whatever. Or I need to try to get value out of it. So like if he plays a creature, I can metamorph it, maybe get an into the battlefield effect, something like that. Maybe I just do it on my own Riftwing Cloudskate here and just try to set him back a whole bunch. Cast this. Yeah, I guess I just have to bounce the Power Stone here. This isn't really going to set him back much, though. Can take him pretty far away from casting that stupid Ulamog here, though. What I really want to do is trying to get a Recurring Nightmare chain going as well. It's just tough because that disenchant is going to hit something. It's going to hit this, this, or this, and I have to try to decide what I'm okay with it hitting. What I'm not okay with dying is Consecrated Sphinx. That should be obvious, though. Maybe I just play Recurring Nightmare and just hope he nabs that. Because right now it's not really doing anything. Like, I don't have anything in the yard anyway. So let's just do that. I think, like, if he kills our Recurring Nightmare, I can accept that. And if he doesn't kill it, then I can actually accept that too. Like, it will get him at some point. My main goal, though, is to get this down and have it stick for a turn or two. That's goal number one. We used up his Path to Exile, which is nice, but he can have many other things. I'm going to assume this is going to be a Worn Power Stone. There it is. So he's got Ulamog Disenchant something. He's at 9. He needs to get to 11. Unlikely to do that anytime soon. See what we draw for the turn, but I think I can just Phyrexian Metamorph here and just copy the Cloudskate and just sort of make him do something. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Because he only has 2 cards in. I don't think he's going to be able to kill the Cloudskate itself in response. And if he does, I have other stuff to copy. And this way, I've got 2 Riftwing Cloudskates. Like, those do work. If he wants to disenchant, yeah, he's going to have to disenchant that. Okay, that's good. So this actually worked out pretty nicely for us. Because now we can Treachery, some big, like if he does ever get up to Ulamog levels, we can Treachery it. And then it doesn't get stolen back with Disenchant, which is, it's obviously a pretty big game. And meanwhile, we have 4 power in the air that gets you. Okay, well, there goes that plan again. Actually, I think I can just treachery it, right? I think that works. Anyway, what I really hope to do here, though, is just draw land and play Sphinx. If not, I'm just going to play Moloku. But I'm going to bash him in the air for 4 here, so that's pretty good. No, he just wants to trade these off. Yeah. Can't blame him. And there's that Power Stone. All right, so he's got Ulamog something. Diagraphical, not great, not great. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's not casting that next turn, most likely. So that's fine. So let's just play Moloku. Moloku's very threatening. It could just win the game on its own anyway. He needs to go land Mox to be able to play Ulamog. If he does, he blows up Moloku. We untap, we treachery Ulamog, and play this or this, depending on if we draw land. And I think we're in decent shape after that, just having an Ulamog on our side. Why is Channel in the yard? Did he just cast it? What did I miss? Did he cast Channel? Oh, he did cast Channel. All right, so we're going to get Ulamog right now. He basically had to use Channel just for a couple of mana. Well, that was one of the ways you can get him down. But if he does, like I said, I think he's just going to slam kill Moloku. It's actually a super interesting choice because if he kills a land, I'll actually be really bummed. But all right, he killed Moloku. That did seem like the obvious choice. So let's do the dirty work here. Yoink. And then I guess I just play Ashiok. And start going to work. We're not likely to hit anything that we can actually get. Just because of the way our opponent's deck is set up, but could just be one Ulamog swing away here. Also, if our opponent kills Treachery, then we could be, like, if he just plays like Vraska here or something, then it goes back in the other direction. All right, he didn't have it. So we got it. We figured it out. A little bit rough there in the middle, but we got there.
If you'd like to purchase Magic Online cards at competitive prices, check out our web store at mtgoacademy.com/store.
All right, here we go for the second round. We've got a pretty easy keep here. We can decide between Vendilion Click and Trinket Mage. Looking like Trinket Mage to trade with Isamaru here. And we can go grab our big mana. And if we draw any of our big spells, our treacheries, our Tamios, our Sphinxes, we can power those out. Metamorph, that's interesting. No, still just gonna do this. Yeah, and then I think we're gonna. Unfortunately, chaining Recurring Nightmare Trinket Mage isn't really great, but because we do only have the one target, but that's okay. Oh, Marin Crusader, that's a nice one. All right, well, let's Trinket Mage, and then we'll probably Metamorph that guy. Just so we have some way to interact, because right now we're not doing a good job with that, as Marin Crusader is going to kind of wreck us, so Banisher Priest, all right, that's okay. Might just make my own Banisher Priest here. Not really sure which one's better. So let's say I Phyrexian Metamorph and I make a Banisher Priest. I exile this thing, but then I'm kind of forced to trade off. So that isn't really where I want to be. I think I'd rather just metamorph the Crusader, and then if he wants to attack with that, I trade that off, and if he attacks with either of these, then I get to just eat them. So let's just do it like that. Like the other one has a little bit more guarantee, but doesn't actually prevent that much damage, because even though this guy's gone, he just attacks with these. He doesn't care if I get my Trinket Mage back, and he'll certainly trade Isamaru off. All right, so he's going a little longer game here, and we need to draw some action very, very quickly here to make this even remotely interesting. And we haven't really. Not really. So what we're going to do here is pass the turn and hope that he attacks us, because I want to trade Vendilion Click for Emeria Angel. Perfect. Yeah, I think I'm still going to hit him. I can definitely consider hitting me. Like the Ashiok seems pretty bad in this spot. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. How in the world do I beat a Sun Titan or a Mother of Runes? God, I can't beat either of these cards. He's just going to play Solemn and then play Sun Titan, or he's going to play this. I guess I'll take Mother of Runes just because it's like slightly more worrisome right now. But we're definitely going to trade those off. Yeah, we need to draw some serious heat here. Like, we need to draw something along the lines of, wow, he went for land tax instead of Solemn? Oh, he's got a land for Solemn. Okay. Well, he still didn't play it. All right. Well, what I'd like to see here is like a Consecrated Sphinx. That would be pretty ideal. Mutavault, not so much. All right, well, Ashiok then. Ashiok should net us some creatures, because it looks like since he's on White Weenie, we'll actually hit things we can put into play with Ashiok, so that's nice. Yeah, like there we go. Stoneforge, which would be great, and Elishnorn if it gets to that point. Mutavault does some work here, actually, and I don't think we need to put down Recurring Nightmare at the moment. I could trade Mutavault off. Yeah, it doesn't really do a ton. Mutavault blocking Isamaru or Banisher Priest is better. Okay, so you get a bunch of lands, plains, plains, plains. Mother Runes is gone. Let's dismiss that. Okay, so you can now play Sun Titan. Which is huge. Just plain old huge. Oh, sword. Well, we might be seeing a chump block from old Mr. Mutavault here, so that I can try to keep Ashiok alive. Man, if I could go for one more turn, then I could actually get Elishnorn into play, which would wreck him. But I don't think I actually can. Yeah, this is just so brutal, because he's just going to end up Sun Tightening and just getting back whatever we do here anyway. Yeah, he should attack more. Me and me. Oh, so he's just going to ignore Ashiok? That's his plan? It's not the worst plan ever. Actually, I think I can just block here. Can I take 4 damage here? Can I take 8? No, I can't take 8. So I think I'd rather do it this way, and then they trade. And then maybe if I draw some crappy creature, I can Recurring Nightmare, get back Metamorph, Banisher Priest away something. This could work. Looter Elcor. Well, I actually did exactly what I just said. Do I want to play Stoneforge here? I think the answer is no. Now I could also Vendilion Click and take away the Sun Titan and then put up just basically another blocker. That might actually be the best play. So let's do that. So he doesn't get the engine going. And this way I have blocker, blocker. And then I can try to get Elesh Norn into play. What else did I hit? Stoneforge, Elesh Norn, Exalted Angel, Silverblade. All right. I don't want to get that Mana Vault tapped. Otherwise, we could do one more flip here. But I think it's like as long as I have a creature, I'm fine. If he finds a removal spell or something, I could be totally screwed. But we've basically curbed his engine and left ourselves in a spot where we could get Elesh Norn into play off of Ashiok, which, you know, would be amazing. Yes. That happens. Both at me. All right, well, let's go for it. What do you got? Nothing? Ooh. Wow, that's nice. Okay, there's Ashiok. Play Tamiyo. Tap this permanent. It does not untap. That way, just in case he finds a way to get rid of Elesh Norn, I still have an insurance plan here. All right. We got there. That was sweet. We were under a lot of pressure in the early stage there. A lot of pressure. I don't want the duress. Yeah, I don't think we want to change anything here. Our deck isn't very versatile. Our sideboard's a little spread wild, and it's not exactly a spot where we can get in there too cleanly. This is an interesting draw. I'm going to keep it, but It is kind of weird because he's going to be the aggressor, yet we're going to be playing our stupid Rakdos Cackler into Prowler. So, well, maybe we can race him. You never know. Prowler does a very good job of racing. Puts our opponent in a really awkward spot. Relic Warder on 2, sure. Battle mode. That was nice to draw that island. That unlocks click next turn. I think people sometimes forget how good this card is just on its own. It's not amazing. Like, it's not like a first pick quality card, but even if you're not reanimating, it's actually still just a really good little 2-drop. Like, once they start discarding cards to it, you're usually pretty happy. You know, you have to be assertive. Like, in this spot, I can't just block, but really can do some work. The card you don't want to see is like, oh, they're like, oh, look, it's Lingering Souls. And you're like, oh. That's when you just pull this thing out. You just don't bother anymore at that point. But look at this, hitting for 5. It's a big game. Mind Sensor. Yeah, I don't care about that. He's just going to trade it here. That's fine. Just means that, like, future planeswalkers and this thing can get through or whatever. So, yeah, I'm fine with that. Now, if he wants to just pitch 2 cards here to keep that thing on an even keel, that would be kind of interesting. But alas, that is not the case. So let's click you on your draw step here and see what you're working with. We know the Mana Tithe is already gone because our other opponent had it, so we don't need to play around it here. Sword a Johnny. Wow. Don't think we can beat that sword. We can't beat many of these cards, to be honest. But we definitely can't beat the sword. So he's got Plains, a Johnny, and what was it? Resto. And then an unknown card. And then yeah, okay. Yeah, that sword is super annoying. Taking this hit. And I'm curious if he's going to run out of Johnny. I guess I know he's not going to now because he would have done it and then put a counter on. But, wow, main phase resto? All right, well. I guess the fact that I know that it's coming means that he's probably better off just playing around it. But I think he might regret it. Because he's leaving some value on the table with this Leonin Relic Warder. And now I get to, like, do some stuff. Yeah, like, look at that. So I think what I want to do here is Phyrexian Metamorph the Restoration Angel to get to blink Vendilion Click. I get another trigger off of that. And I get a Restoration Angel that can tussle with this Restoration Angel, which is pretty good. The other option is just to slam Sword here. But I think the play is to get Metamorph down as something more threatening, and then hopefully draw a land next turn and have our choice between Moloku or just Sword Equip attack. But yeah, so let's do that. And I like our hand. Could use a land, but this way we get to take away a Johnny. So he's got plains, and then an unknown card. Okay, your move. And then what we really want to do is draw a land here. We've hopefully successfully stripped away enough of his hand. There we go. Bang. Bash you. And we're almost enforcing chump block. Yeah, he's not even going to bother chump blocking, so this just gets completely out of hand. This is the best sword in limited, because you can see why over here. Our opponent now has 2 turns, or they're dead. If we hit one more time, then they have to kill us quite quickly. All right, Oblivion Ring on our sword. That's reasonable. Maybe too late, though. But it's probably good enough. But now it's just like we have time to just wreck him. Like this. He can attack with everything. He eats Vendilion Click, trades with something, and we get in for 5. No, there's no great point to that. It's pretty good to get in for 5, but then he just has perpetually good blocks after that. Oh, here comes Elishnorn. All right, well, that's something I could have considered. All right. Well, let's hope we hit something. We have a lot of good options here. Yeah, that's one of them. Just hope to draw out of it. We're going to have to chump block here, but we get to see what we get out of these 2 cards, which is obviously huge. Treachery. Yeah, that's a pretty good draw, I'd say. He's going to jam with the team. We can only take a hit from 1, so we're going to take a hit from this. And we will chump block. Here, to go to 3. Huh, perfect. It's funny, that's actually good for us. Because it's just gonna die. So how does this actually work? I can attack for 6. But if my opponent gets rid of Treachery, then I die. Or I can sit back on Luder Ilkor Ashiok. Like, we're definitely playing Ashiok, so let's just do that. Got Banisher Priest, that's relieving. Hero of Bladehold. It's actually really interesting. Like, if my opponent, like, look at the, like, Journey to Nowhere, Banisher Priest, Oblivion Ring. These are cards that we've already seen go away here, but they're all lethal. Like, if he gets Elishnorn anywhere out of here, then my opponent just attacks me with Restoration Angel, and I'm exactly at 3 and I die. The other option, though, is that if I attack here with my Sphinx, I drop my opponent down to 5, and they have to do something, or else they're in chump block mode the next turn. Now, if I wait till the next turn without attacking here, just to safeguard something happening to Elishnorn, then I will have 6, 10, 13, 14, 15, 17 power anyway. So I think I can just wait. So let's just wait. I think it's fine to play it safe here. We're attacking for effectively lethal anyway the next turn. So If my opponent's just going to be in chump block mode at that point, oh, I should have left blue up. Didn't punish me, but I should have in case I drew Remand. Like activating Mutavault here seems incredibly unlikely to actually matter. We drew Remand, but it was a little bit later. So I think I just go for the win here with Banisher Priest. So get rid of that and then just kill. And we've got Remand to stop most things. Well, I shouldn't say that. If it's a cheap removal spell, then it's not going to get the job done. Sorry. This is enough, right? Please say this is enough. 13, right? Good. Because I didn't bother battling with Mutavault because I figured it was lethal, but could have been loose. All right, but we got there, and we are into the finals.
If you'd like to exchange your Magic Online cards for event tickets while logged in on Magic Online, you can do so by trading MTGO Academy's official bot, Academy Buy Bot. You can find it in the Magic Online trading area or add it to your buddy list.
All right, here we are in the finals, and we would like to play first. Thank you very much. And yeah, we've got a keep. This isn't a great keep because it needs black mana, but we do have Mana Vault on turn 1, which is a pretty big game, especially if we can find either a creature or something big to play. I mean, worst case, we get to Treachery something fairly early here. Not sure if that's quite what we want to do. Let's see what we find here. Click. Click's a nice draw. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Click gives us a clock and makes sure that he can't do anything crazy. So if we let him have Mesmeric Fiend, he takes our sword. If we let him have Bone Shredder, he kills our Vendilion Click. And if we let him have Keeper, we don't really care. So I'm going to take Bone Shredder away and leave him with Keeper, Fiend, lands. And then hope to draw a land. And then we just stick Sword of Body and Mind. I mean, he's going to steal that, I suppose. But if we draw a swamp or whatever, like, we can be in pretty decent shape here. So he plays Fiend, takes Sword. We don't really have much of an answer for that, so we're just going to have to kind of sit. But if we hit a few lands in a row, I think we'll be all right. Okay, there goes the sword. And let's hope that we draw some lands. So if I leave back the click, I can threaten to trade it for the Fiend. He still hits us for essentially 3 a turn with the Elite Vanguard, though. Yeah, let's just fight. And hope to draw out of this. Not a great spot we find ourselves in here. As Fiend is just sort of generally difficult for us to deal with. Wish we had Snapcaster. I'd block the living hell out of that Fiend. Ah, this is annoying. And I think I gotta leave my guy at home now. Yeah, 2 black cards off the top in a row is very annoying. Here comes Keeper. Necrotal. Alright, so now we're just dead. Yeah, I think we're just going to die here. I mean, we're taking damage from our vault. But, I mean, we've only drawn 2 lands, and that's going to make things tough for us. Just can't cast any of our spells. We got a basically 3 here. If he has anything of consequence, we're dead. Well, we knew he had that. And now we draw the swamp, of course. We go to 3. I guess I Ashiok plus just to get some information. Because any creature I play, we're still just dead, so that doesn't do it. So let's Ashiok. And see what he shows us. He's black-white grindy. We hit. It's not the right way that goes. And a Spectre and a Short Fang. All right. So the moral of this story is that he's got tons of cheap black and white creatures, which could be a pretty big issue for us, really. Like, we don't have any way to really go wide. We didn't pick up a tokens or anything like that. But if we had, then I think the matchup might be a little better. But this one, of course, is in the books for other reasons, namely mana issues for us. Curse Scroll is interesting against him. I think I want to bring that in. I know that's weird, but I think I actually want that card. Because it kills, like, basically everything that we saw from him, it kills. And that's really good. We don't want the duress because we saw so many creatures from him there. I mean, I +3'd Ashiok and hit 3 creatures. Like, he's probably quite creature dense. Everything's really good, it looks like. Cut the Gravecrawler. We need to draw some of our really powerful stuff too, which we have in our Demonic Tutor to go get whatever opposition and that kind of stuff. That would be really nice here too. All right. Yes, we will go first. And yes, we will keep. This hand is sweet. We'll just Windmill, Curse Scroll, and then we'll probably Demonic Tutor into something that I haven't figured out yet. Basically, we just need either fast mana for Consecrated Sphinx or some creature so that we can play opposition. So let's just search. We're going to get something. I don't know what it is yet. All right, so we can set up turn 3 Ashiok on an empty board. That's pretty good. We can go get Mana Vault. Let's see, Prowler, Metamorph, Remand, Cloudskate, Infiltrator. We get Infiltrator, but it can get blocked probably, so we probably shouldn't do that. We can go get our sword. Get Trinket Mage, which then gets Mana Vault next turn. So if I just get Mana Vault, then next turn I play it, and I say go, because I'm not going to slam opposition with no creatures. Yeah, I think I get Trinket Mage here. Because this actually sets up a pretty nice turn sequence where I can go Trinket Mage, get the Vault, and then play opposition, and then play Vault, Consecrated Sphinx a turn early. All right, well, he's going to port us for a while, so I think this line works well against this anyway. Because we don't have any black cards, and it's just going to take us a while, so that's okay. Because remember, the thing about port is that it takes 2 of his lands away, so generally that'll be beneficial for him, but like here he's just bricking. So that's nice. And then we've got our scroll to set up for later. But yeah, I'm just going to go probably just slam opposition here, I guess. I don't know. It's either that or Trinket Mage to set up Consecrated Sphinx. I haven't decided yet. But Trinket Mage playing, what's it called, is pretty nice here. It sets up really good turns for the next turn, too. Let's see what we draw as well. Okay, so we draw Venser, which is pretty nice. But yeah, let's just play Trinket Mage here. Go get Mana Vault and play it. This way it gives us, I think, the best chance of just sort of dumping our hand off here. Like playing the Consecrated Sphinx is a little risky. I think I'd rather play opposition and then eventually Venser, and then we can curse scroll if we need to. But I think the last thing we want to do is play Consecrated Sphinx, just because his deck is the most likely to be able to just snap it off before we get any value out of it. He's going to attack. I'm not going to trade, though, because I need to keep my creature alive for opposition. And plus, we're going to be able to curse scroll this at some point and not really worry about it. So let's see how much he hits our hand for here. Skin Render to kill our guy. All right. That's pretty good. But then I think I can here just slam Sphinx since I have nothing else going on anyway. 3, 4, 5, 6. It leaves me 2 mana. Let's see, so I'm at 4, 5, 6, 7. I could actually just do Venser. This is actually really interesting. What I could do is I could pay like 3 for Mana Vault, Venser back Mana Vault, replay it just so I have the mana. So 3, and then I pay 2 blue, play it, bounce. I have 1 floating. I use it to replay. I've got 3, 4, 4, 5. Oh, I can do Venser and Consecrated Sphinx this turn. Maybe that's better. I get both of those guys down. I'm kind of wasting Venser in that scenario though, just because like I don't get to bounce anything or, get any actual value out of it. But it does let me use my mana in an incredibly awesome way. Although Curse Scroll is going to get really bad with Consecrated Sphinx. I didn't think about that. That's pretty funny. No, I should be able to just dump stuff from my hand. It's not like I'm a counterspell deck. I'm just going to be like playing a bunch of stuff and then upkeep Curse Scrolling or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, we'll figure that part out in a moment. The question here is, do I want to play Consecrated Sphinx and Venser in the same turn, but without affecting my opponent's board? I think I do. I think I'm going to do that. Because I can't bounce Skin Render, and bouncing Sin Collector is not amazing either. And then hopefully I'll get my cards out of this at least. This also shores up the ground game pretty nicely for us here. There we go. I'm getting the cards. So this way, even if he untaps and kills it, I still get, well, nothing, but... Actually, this isn't too bad. I can name Swamp if I really want to kill the Sin Collector. All right, so there's Necrotal to kill the Sphinx. So we kind of knew that was coming. Yeah, I'm just going to take this hit. So, like, I have about a 50-50 chance of killing Necrotal. Yeah, I don't think it's really worth it, though. Probably opposition's just better here. I can play the island in opposition, and then I'll probably have a better chance anyway of hitting. So let's just click through that. All right, now I have a 100% chance. And this keeps the Skin Render back. Unfortunately, I'm 1 mana short from being able to take advantage, but Curse Scroll gets to pick off Necrotal and pick off Sin Collector here. And then Venser sort of just trades for Skin Render in the opposition sense. Yeah, being 1 mana short here could be a big deal, though. Like, killing this, it means killing this means I'd only take 2 damage here. And then I get to untap and kill the other one. Now I'm kind of a turn behind on that whole sequence, so we'll see. We'll see how much it punishes us. It also depends on what he plays here. If he windmills some ridiculous spell here, then we can be in big trouble. Yeah, that's game. Oh well. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's well played by him. Like, I can't really complain. Yeah, that's game. Wow, he has Disfigure too? Or Dismember? All right. Well, I don't know. I don't love how those last 2 games played out, obviously, since I lost them, but like, I kind of have to give him credit. I mean, Ravages of War is super, super powerful, and he had really good timing on it, where kind of the turn before I was ready to do kind of seize grip over the board state, you know, by getting the Curse Scroll going to start knocking his creatures out. He wiped away all the lands, you know, while my shields were down. And I mean, that's what that card's for. Like, that's what you're supposed to do with Ravages of War and Armageddon, is get ahead and then fire it off before your opponent can start doing really powerful stuff. So, like I said, you got to just kind of give him credit for that. So that was fun. If you guys want to find me on Twitter, Marshall_LR is where you can do so. And of course, you can check out everything related to limited resources over at lrcast.com. Thanks, guys. See you next week.